Welcome back to Dolor Factor Live with me, Delia Dolor, and my guests, Frank Norville and Lij Tafari. The phone lines are open now, so if you have any questions and comments, you know what to do. And I have so many emails, I'm going to try and get through some of them. But first, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, welcome to Dolor Factor Live. Hello, welcome to Dolor Factor Live.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I'm calling on behalf of, I remember growing up as a young child. We used to have shows every Sunday afternoon. Norville, you might remember Howie Gelcock at the Banana Dish Shed.
Yes, Howie Gelcock and Keith Wicks, Eric Branford.
Yes. Eric Branford, Egbert
Madfrank.
Yes, Mr. Norville.
In the days of
Norville yourself.
Yes, in the days of Roddy Walcott.
Roddy Walcott, yes. Used to have the shows every Sunday afternoon. Mothers used to take their children there. That used to be nice. Used to have the storytelling and the dancing. That used to be nice time on the afternoon. Every Sunday we would look forward to going to the
banana shed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your call.
Yes.
Let's go through some of the emails here. This is from Marcy, remembering deceased Darius Victor, originally from Monrepo, who resided in Chazelle. He was also called Mr. Woo. You remember him?
He died recently.
Okay. St. Lucia culture is dying. Take one main thing, which is solely Lucian, such as our native Creole language. You get parents saying they refuse to teach their kids Creole as it tampers with the comprehension of the English language. Gone are the days when kids were born bilingual as their parents spoke Creole. But now even the parents believe that speaking Creole around children depicts ignorance. Is that right?
Well, it's only a belief, and there's only some people who feel that way. Thank God everyone doesn't feel that way.
Okay. This is from Jeannie. First of all, you should make this topic a regular monthly program because lots of people have lots to say about it. Sadly, I suspect that applies more to us older ones because the youth really do not care. Their sights are trained elsewhere, but we must not give up. All right.
That's been very positive.
Well, we're trying to be. So perhaps you can give us some solutions. You can ask us. You can, tell us what you think we should be doing. Okay. Ronnie says, good evening to your guests. My. What a breath of fresh air it is to see the great Frank Norville. Your guests tonight, I believe, are the last of a dying breed. It's sad and unfortunate to say this, but it is a harsh reality. What I grew up knowing to be part of our culture is so watered down and lost in a twilight zone trying to find its way home. We have flower festivals here not being properly celebrated. We have so stained our Creole that only the bad words are regularly used. We celebrate independence each year, but I believe we're still clueless as to who we are as a people, as Lucians. I do hope that we as a people do all we can to save our culture. On another note, independence as a child was never independence without Mr. Frank Norville. I learnt so many folk songs and would always be on my best behavior at school so that I would be selected to attend the Independence Day parade. A lot has changed since then. I miss those days. We have lost a few cultural icons. Mr. Frank Norville and the great Charlie are two of the few we have left. Gentlemen, I salute you both. I do hope that CDF and or the government honor you both whilst we still have you with us. Oh, that's a wonderful compliment. Wonderful. Yeah. And I always say that. Why do people celebrate when someone has passed? Why are there all these tributes and so on when someone has passed? Yeah. Okay, Leonie, and Lij, I'd like you to respond to this one. If young people were not just taught our history, but taught to be proud of it and what makes us unique as St. Lucians, they would feel an obligation to carry on the baton, bring in the country even further. They've missed something here. But basically, this is Leonie saying that perhaps the youth should be taught how to be proud so that they would continue. Now, within your work, what's your message? How do you get our culture across?
Well, different ways. I try to do it in different ways. Like, well, in fact, not just within the musical aspect, but me being a Rastafari son, it's within our levity. We tend to portray that cultural aspect, especially within the house of Nyabingi, which is, you know, which is strictly culture, you know, the most ancient way of the Chichical order. And you know, it taught me everything I needed to know about culture, you know. And there's a lot of young people that is coming up now, and the House of Nyabingi taught all of them and is still teaching them about morals and cultural values.
But would you say then that that culture is not what we would call typically St. Lucian culture? That's your own form of culture that you inherited? I'm being devil's advocate here.
No, it's you see it, we see it as not just particularly St. Lucia, but like for all black people, you know, it's all black people, because when you really look at it, history, it shows that we all have the same history. You know, we all have the same history coming from Africa. You know, some was we was taken to Jamaica and Haiti, and from there we were sent away. Families were separated and sent away, sold. Some came to St. Lucia, some came to St. Vincent. So sometimes if you really check in St. Lucia, Martinique, St. Vincent, a lot of the cultures are very similar because it's the same people.
Okay.
I'd like to add to him what he said about Boo. Yes, Boo has done this with some of the folk songs, and you must not forget Barbara Cadet. She also did her part. But the problem is with the youth, they're the ones who feel that they must do the things they see on the television, the things from overseas. Occasionally they will be coerced into doing local traditional folk songs, folk dances for certain reasons, for certain little shows they might have or little competitions. Then they will do their stuff. But I wish that this thing that happened when I used to be at the School of Music would come back up again. But financing was the problem, and I know they are going through a lot of problems, and I thank Mr. Bailey at least for those 2 years to see what the kids had done. And it's not, we brought them into play. Some of them ended up singing traditional folk songs, and we need more than now. For the flower festivals, La Rose, La Marguerite, and so on, times when I retired, we had 36 La Rose groups, 15 Margaret groups. Now we have 15 La Rose group and 5 or 6 Margaret
that's
groups.
very worrying.
But where it was lacking, Mrs. Alphonse, Mrs. Prosper, the late Virginia Alexander, and myself, we were able to introduce La Marguerite into schools, and almost every school has a La Marguerite group. And the membership in each group at times goes up to over 80.
Excellent.
So whereas with the adults is on the decline, with the kids it's on the up and up. The only thing I am worried about is when those kids leave school, what do they do? Would they continue? And a lot of teachers in the schools are taking interest, and the more teachers take interest in these things, the more the better for them, the chances of surviving.
Okay, well, Frank, I have to kind of stop you there, but thank you for that contribution. I'd also like to say a special thank you to our viewers. You are the special ingredient, our own good luck charm. And just for that, we will reward 2 fans with tickets to the exciting drama A Scream Before Dawn by Michael Fontenelle. It's on every Saturday in March from 7:30 p.m. at the Folk Research Center, and a CD of lively Lucian music from Mamaila Kai. The CD costs $50. Copies are limited, but we can provide you with contact details if you like. Okay. So I'm going to ask both of you gentlemen to do the honors. First of all, I'm going to ask if perhaps if you'd like to pull out the ticket for the Mamaila Kai, Frank. So just
I'm honored.
Put your hand in and.
Born Lucian, via email.
Okay, so Vaughan Lucian, you are going to receive the Mamai Lakai CD, which is here. We're going to be contacting you to make sure that you get that. And thank you very much, Charlie, for contributing that gift. Let's see what you can do, if we can get a winner to Michael Fontenelle's play.
All right. And this is Janine via email.
Okay, so again, from the email, thank you. That's Janine. Well, I have to say goodbye to both of you. It's just, I know, definitely, there is never enough time, and I'm hoping that it doesn't just stop here and that the conversation continues. And also, I'd like to say thank you to Charlie, who was here earlier. So, Frank, it was nice to see you after all these years, and I'm sure that lots of things will go through my mind, especially a rose next time I see you.
Thank you,
and Liz, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
okay, remember, sorry about that, sorry I crossed you. Remember, the Colour Me Mine offer is extended at Sisson's Infinity Colour Shop. Visit Dolor Factor Live's Facebook page for a step-by-step guide by Suzette from our sponsors, Sisson's Infinity Colour Shop, and she's using products. Okay, now many viewers requested information about making plastic pots looking like ceramic pots. That's there too, and all DFL sponsor offers are there. Don't forget, MAC Cosmetics hold their Girls Night In event at the Baywalk Mall store next Monday and Tuesday, the 20th and 21st of February. Now, next week's program, we welcome back DFL sponsor Roberta Perlius of Rituals Coffee House. We'll also be joined by Ian Sandy of Prestige. We want to tell you why you didn't get that job. Don't miss it. You'll be surprised some of the reasons why some people don't get the jobs, because we're going to tell you like it is. Keep watching DBS. There's variety in our programs. Don't forget, Sunday, join Clinton Reynolds for the Press Club. Now, before I leave, let me just say to you that culture is not something that we have to forget, all right? Just as we make provisions for our children's education and livelihood, we must take care of what makes us St. Lucian. We don't have to be born in St. Lucia to be St. Lucian, but if we appreciate the country's heritage, culture, tradition and typography, and actively seek to embrace, record and support our traditions by attending the events, purchasing of artifacts, music and the like, then we are ensuring that our culture lives. It will live through our memories, through our recitals and storytelling, our artists. We will raise our children to be proud, to want to participate in restoring our heritage so that history is enriched and doesn't die with our elders. Keep St. Lucia's culture alive. Why? Because DFL asked you to. On behalf of DBS, the DFL team, good night and God bless.